You can use the narrow one in your eyes. The world goes to comment on this vast sky. But if you dare to make a big fuss about it on my account. I recently caught a cold. My throat is a little hoarse, but I know you won't mind. Welcome back to Hiding. ADC last video, we introduced a non-metallic material, Colonai artificial stone. Today we will introduce a more powerful one. This product in my hand is Fanxing from Chenxi EDC. Fanxing has released 3 materials before, namely stainless steel PEI and G10. And this is Fanxing's latest material, Peak. This material is not small. It needs to be introduced. Peak is the English acronym for giant fanboy, polyisorizircotone, commonly known as Peak, belongs to. Special polymer materials can be used as aircraft engine parts, and artificial bones can be made under them. Plants. Traditional artificial skeletons are made of titanium alloy, but compatibility is relatively poor. After implantation in the human body, rejection reactions may occur. PEG is a material that is relatively close to the bones of the human body, especially the skull. Therefore, it is often used as an artificial skull implantation surgery. In addition, it can also be used at a high temperature of 130 degrees, subjected to 3,000 cycles of autoclaving, so it is also used to make some things that need to be repeated. Use repeatedly sterilized surgical tools and equipment. In fact, different materials in EDC toys can really bring different experiences to people. Not only the difference in feel, there are many materials that give people a cool feeling. In addition to metal general materials, steel, aluminum hook and copper, there are also metal special materials, such as titanium coat, hook powder, etc. Then non-metallic materials are even more endless. The dazzling array is another vast ocean of cheeses. It can really be called a young man's industrial cultural game cyber mastery. Back to Fanxing. We will find him with other materials of Fanxing. There is a big difference between other mechanical pushcards with the same structure. That is, its center column does not use Teflon. Instead, the Peak pushcard is made of Peak material from the outside to the inside. But can it really handle this part? We can see that. The smoothness of pushing up does not belong to Teflon. This is also due to the 2 main properties of this material. The first is wear resistance. The second is self-lubricating. Is this material so awesome? Yes. And Peak is tolerant of almost all solvents except concentrated axic acid. This excellent mechanical properties also make it widely used. The bearings used in automobiles and aircraft, electric plates, clutches, manufacturing of various parts such as rings. Pike stars feel very crisp when pushing. The crackling touch is very crisp and crisp. A dinging sound can be heard when pushing normally, but I prefer to play with press. It's amazing to deliberately muffle its sound, as if you're spitting bubbles in the water, or a bit like a breath. Anyway, it sounds cool. Speaking of which, by the way, some viewers outside the circle don't quite understand. What's so fun about EDC toys? Then let me explain. This product is a kind of decompression toy, can relax the brain. It is equivalent to doing a horse for neurons. Players in the circle watch the video. You can get the kind of communication between the toy and the brain, but players outside the circle can't get it. You can only see the communication between the toy and the hand, so I can't understand why it's fun. I explained it this way. Everyone should be able to understand. Therefore, there is no way to communicate between toys and the brain through video. The one that is conveyed to you is that you can only see the communication between the toy and the hand. Then don't you think it's fun? That's normal. So when you see something you can't understand, you can try to understand anyway. Don't belittle others at will. What's so fun about this? Who buys it? I laugh at me for being like this all my life. I have seen too much. But in fact, the person who really doesn't understand is your brother. So your high sense of intellectual superiority, can you take it a little? It makes you look very at the bottom of the well. There are so many things in this world that we have never been exposed to. You can use the narrow one in your eyes. The world goes to comment on this vast sky. But if you dare to make a big fuss about it on my account, then I don't dare to do anything to you. Okay, so that's it for this video. If the video is helpful to you, I hope to get your one-click triple attention. Amu, see you next time.